Hi, I'm Filipe Albuquerque, and we are here in Long Beach.
Tell us how do you feel about 1 or 2 days for the competition?
Well, I feel great, ready. I mean, it's a hot day, beautiful day, but really hot. It's going to be tricky for the drivers. I think it's going to cool down a little bit for Saturday, which is good for us. Uh, Long Beach is a nice event. It's the home of Accra, our brand. It's an amazing event with the amount of series that is in here present. So there's a lot of expectation, and everyone's looking forward for the race because it's a nice race between the walls. It's very technical and difficult, but obviously we like this challenge, even if it's never easy.
Did you first time here or did you run before?
I drove here before as well. I did 18 and 19, which I won, and then 20 didn't happen. 21 was last year. We finished before with Acura, so I'm gonna try to search again for another win.
And what do you tell to the public, to the people to come to see the racing?
Well, you should come. If you never come, you should because it's a hell of an event. Very tricky, very easy to do mistakes. So once in a while, many times there is a few contacts in the wall, which for the fans is kind of detraction sometimes when everyone is safe, obviously. And you see that once you come, you will want to come every year.
What is the worst thing happened to you during this competition?
I think the worst thing is to crash. I'm luckily that I never crashed because then it ruins everything. Is so tight and you have so limited time on the track that it completely ruins your event. And the second one is not to win. So I only drove here 3 times. So last year maybe was the worst one. So I won the other two. So let's see if it goes again well.
Do you improve your knowledge,
Yeah,
experience?
yeah, I'm more experienced. I know better this track. I'm in a different team now, so. But again, I am ready as before, just more ready.
And finally, can you tell us your social media?
Yeah, my social media is Filipe Albuquerque underscore in Instagram and Albuquerque in Twitter. Just a little bit more experience, but yeah, just you know.
Yep. Parker Thompson, driver of the number 9 Shell Top Up JDX racing car, doing career cut.
Tell us, is your first time or did you been wrong before?
Nope, this is my very first time in Long Beach, so looking forward to it. It's probably the most iconic street course in North America. I mean, they raced 1975 was the first time here in Formula One, so pretty cool to be a part of this with Porsche Career Cup North America.
What is your team?
Yes, JDX Racing.
Okay. How many years do you have experience racing cars?
How many years do I have experience racing cars? I started karts at 8 years old and then made the transition to Formula cars at 16 and then made the transition to Porsches when I was 19, 20. So for the last 4 years I've been racing Porsches, 24 now, but been racing karts and cars since I was 16 and then 8.
And how time it takes for you training yourself to be good to the day of the racing?
Oh, it's a full-time job. A lot of people, especially my friends back home in Canada, think that you just show up on the race weekends and go racing, but there's so much more than that. There's the physical training, the simulator training, the testing, and then finally we get to show up for a quick practice, a 15-minute qualifying, and a race. So the time we actually do our sport is 5% of the 100% that it actually takes to compete at the high level.
And when you are on the competition, the speed how long is because sometimes the people say how fast you are.
So I think I know what you're saying. When I'm not at the competition, how do I drive away
Yeah.
from it? And honestly, so I run a safety program called Drive to Stay Alive, which it's about texting and driving, but it covers a lot of the driver safety. So no speeding for me. When I get away from the racetrack, I'm a clean driver. I do the speed limit most that is posted everywhere I go. So nothing too exciting.
And how do you see yourself for next Sunday?
So we race on both Saturday and Sunday. I see myself pretty good. It's probably between me and one other guy here, Kai, that are going to be challenging for the win. So it should be interesting. Our first time both here in Long Beach. It's the whole field's first time in Long Beach because Career Cup has never raced here. So it's going to be exciting. The guy who daps the fastest is probably going to be holding the big trophy.
And finally, your name again and how old are you?
Yes, my name is Parker Thompson, 24 years old.
And where are you from?
Red Deer, Alberta, Canada.
Okay, thank you very much.
No
And
problem
your
at all.
social media to the people being in
Yes.
touch with you for this weekend.
Beautiful. Social media is at Parker T Racing, and that's on Instagram, and that is on Twitter, and then Facebook, just Parker Thompson Racing.
Thank you, Parker.
Thank you.
Can you tell us your name and your team, please?
I'm Kai van Berlo. I'm the driver of the number 3 Kelly Moss Road and Race and Racing for Children's car in the Porsche Carrera Cup of North America.
And is your first time or did you been racing before here in Long Beach?
It's the first time at Long Beach. I've raced in Europe the majority of my career, moved to the United States about 2 years ago. I've raced in Florida, East Coast majority of the time, but not really in California. So it's going to be my first time in Long Beach and also in California.
How been your experience doing in different competitions?
I mean, when I compare racing in Europe compared to the US, I really love racing in the US. The main differences are the cars are basically the same, the series is the same, but you've got different drivers and different rules. What I like about racing in the US is that it doesn't have quite as many rules as back in Europe, so it's really pure for me. The other thing is, it's going to be my first time in the US on a street track, which I'm looking forward to as well. I've never done it in Europe. I've raced on a street track before in Asia, but it's been a couple of years ago, so I'm super excited to go out here.
And you will be in the competition Saturday and Sunday, or how many
Oh yeah,
days?
for sure. I mean, we just had a first round in Sebring. I won both races, and I'm leading the championship. So we're coming here for the same. We're aiming for the same result. Obviously, it's a long season, so we'll see. But I'm confident that we can put a good result down.
How long it takes for you get prepare yourself to be ready for the competition?
Well, if you wake me up at night, I'm ready. I don't need any preparation. But I would rather, if I could have some preparation, I did some simulator work for the track here. But even if you wake me up in the middle of the night, I would be ready to jump in.
And how do you feel now? Because just one more day and you will be have to be in the competition.
I just did a track walk and the place looks beautiful. So for me, free practice 1 can't start soon enough. It's a little less than a day and we go out here, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And what is the prize for the people who win or for the team?
Well, for me, the main thing is I'm aiming for the championship title. So we've got 8 races in Carrera Cup North America, 8 weekends and 16 races. We've just done Sebring, the first 2 races. Now we got here another 2 races. And we travel throughout the United States throughout the year. And, for me, the main goal is by the end of the season, I want to be the driver's champion.
And how long you have experience doing racing?
I started racing when I was 7 back in Europe. I'm originally from the Netherlands, started go-karting there, won a couple national titles, and then moved up on the international motorsports ladder. So I've been racing, 15 years now.
And finally, how do you prepare yourself to be ready for any competition?
Usually throughout the year I just work out a lot, especially during the winters. I try to make some progress, and once the season starts I just continue a lot of running, a lot of exercise, endurance racing, a little bit of strength to just maintain the strength throughout the season. The other thing is just eat healthy. I really watch my diet, and I think that prepares me for the racing. I mean, at the end of the day, for sure, you can drive when you're a little heavier. But when it comes down, we fought for pole, and there were like 1 or 2 tenths in between, which is basically nothing. And when it's such a close fight with all the other competitors, it really comes down to the small details. And every kilo I could lose, is a kilo less on the car. The other thing is, with the Porsche Carrera Cup, we have a minimum weight on the car, so it's not that if I'm super light that it's an advantage, but definitely within a certain window.
And finally, can you tell us your social media to the people be in touch with you this weekend?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram is Kai Van Berlo. It's KayVanBerlo. It's the same for my Facebook. I will be posting updates throughout the weekend there, such as results, live timing, live streaming, and so on. And you can also go to my website, vanberlomotorsport.com.
Good luck and hope to see you next Saturday and Sunday winning both days.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.